Welcome back to the F125 My Team career here on the ChesnoidPlays channel. We are in Las Vegas this time around. We've had our little Zane Maloney detour and now we're back to Victor Martin for the remainder of this season. We're currently in talks with a couple of drivers and hoping to bring in fresh blood, so to speak, although some of it might be slightly older blood, for next season. But there's still a lot of racing to do before the season is out. Martin is currently 11th in the driver's standings, and Zane Maloney had a very, very good little spell with us, didn't he, to pick up 16 points to get himself into 15th in the driver's standings. But the most important one for us at the minute is the constructors. Look at that gap between ourselves and Aston Martin. 6th to 7th is going to be worth about $10+ million for next season in terms of getting our prize money in. So rather important we stay ahead of Aston Martin if we possibly can. In the performance index, we are right up there with Aston Martin and Williams. So we're kind of 5th or 6th fastest team right now. So we should be challenging for points every race. More than a 7th or 8th, unlikely. But challenging for the bottom end of the points is the plan. Completely dry weekend, so, and fingers crossed at Vegas, once we take all of the bloody wing out, most likely, we could be fast enough in a straight line to deal with them and good enough around the corners to make us competitive too. Tyre wear is quite high here, but we've gone with a balanced tyre allocation that hopefully will work well for us. Do drop the video a like if you're enjoying the F125 saves so far. I know a lot of you are, so thank you very much for all of that continued positive feedback. Really makes a difference. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more. And come and join me on stream and watch it live and see every lap that we do. Links in the description to the main YouTube channel and to the Twitch channel where we do all of that. I'm going to head to practice. Car feels decent around Vegas, albeit very low on downforce, so grip is at a premium. But there is some grip there, and we seemingly aced the practice sessions as well, or the practice programs in the practice sessions. Tyre wear supposedly about 20% better than expected, but it's probably safe to presume that if mine is like that, so's everyone else's. So I'm not going to read too much into it, but it could well be a competitive weekend for us. But there's only one way to find out definitively whether you are competitive or not, and that's to go to the session where everybody is pushing to their absolute max all of the time, and that's qualifying. Okay, a relatively smooth lap, and in Q1, shortest run to the line, a 31.5. That looks like a single-digit number there. That is P5 in Q1. Yes, please. Replicating it might be a bit more difficult, but yes, please. Any shock exits there? I mean, we're still 0.8 off max, so not even remotely close. Both Aston Martins out in Q1. That's big for the Constructors' Championship, as we mentioned on the way into the race weekend. Carlos Sainz out in a Williams as well, also including Hulkenberg, Hadjar, and Zane Maloney, who's still a little bit rubbish. Okay, Q2. Again, relatively smooth, straightforward lap. A 31.3. I think I still see a single digit there. Well, we're making 5th our home at the moment. Obviously, you anticipate a step up from everyone in Q3, but P5 followed by a P5. George Russell fastest in that session. Again, 7 to 8 tenths off the pace, so it's not like we're rapid. Both McLarens actually 9th and 10th, struggling to get through. McLaren are like the 3rd or 4th fastest team in this save right now, though. So obviously, regardless of even if they were in the right positions for real life at the start of a save, by the time you get to round 22, things have obviously changed in terms of performance over the course of a season anyway. But still, you would have expected the McLarens to be stronger than that. Jack Doohan in P11, by the way, he's having a really good run of form right now, certainly qualifying-wise. But we are through to Q3, so we get to go again. 29.8 from George Russell. My lord. He's just stepped up the bar, hasn't he? 29.8. The hell? It's like half a second quicker than anyone else has been all weekend. 31.3 was our Q2 time. And I think a 31.3 was our Q3 time as well. P10, in the end, it was not a great lap. There was maybe 2 to 3 tenths on the table. I definitely wasn't the fastest I could possibly be around that circuit. Would 2 to 3 tenths have made a difference?
Then, but really, we're
no,
just getting
not
started.
really.
Make sure to join us again for Lights Out
2 and a bit
tomorrow.
tenths off even P9. 1.6 seconds. I don't know where George got that 29.8 from at all. He must have got a monstrous draft down the straight because he's 6 tenths faster than anybody else. That's a ridiculous lap time from George Russell there. Well, we start at the back end of the points, and it is going to be difficult to stay there, but we'll do what we can with strategy. Tyre wear's supposed to be decent, so that could work in our favour. Now we've just got to figure out what we're going to do strategically. George is on pole, but Max Verstappen has taken a penalty because Kimi Antonelli makes it an all-Mercedes front row here, and Max had qualified second, as you saw from the screens earlier on. Piastri and Albon. I might be 7th here. I am. 3 people taking a penalties in the top 10 alone. Hamilton and Verstappen, as well as Norris taking a big penalty as well. Well, we start P7 then. That's certainly more agreeable than P10 and gives us the advantage or the opportunity maybe to avoid that kind of mid-pack melee.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Tyre-wise, he reckons will be very good. We could medium, soft and be relatively good to the end. Let me try removing a stint and see if maybe we might be able, if I take the personalised one, actually, and edit the strategy, take that stint out, we might be able to one-stop it. 26 and 24. It's a bit slower. It's a bit slower. I'm going to take some fuel out, though. We'll go with 3 laps worth of extra fuel. I don't want to be too heavy. But medium, soft is supposedly the fastest way to the end. We've got some runners starting on the soft. My teammate is starting on the hard. There's a handful on the softs, but I think we'll run the mediums. If the mediums are really good, then we could maybe think about extending from lap 18 on to about lap 24, as you can see from the bottom strategy, and then trying the one-stop. But supposedly the 2-stop is our better strategy. So we'll start with a 2 in mind, but if the strategy needs to change, we've got A, the tyre sets, B, the pace, and C, the tyre wear, we believe, to be quite flexible. But with walls very close everywhere, obviously, there is a very high risk of safety cars or red flags. So it could change irrespective of any of those previous factors anyway. But we're going to go racing from P7. I'm not used to starting this high up in Vegas. I'm normally back round the bend back there, season 1 in Vegas, so this is quite unfamiliar territory for me right now. We're on the outside as well. I always tend to be on the inside for some reason. I always tend to qualify in an even number here, but from P7, what can we do? A lot of wheel spin. Try and get to the outside as quickly as I can. Albon's done the same, and he kind of blocked me off a little bit there, and I might get snuck up the inside there by Lewis Hamilton. I have indeed contact with the Ferrari as he came across. I was worried, was concerned about understeering into him. And caught the wall there as well. We've got 10% wear on the front left already. That will wait in terms of its wear for others to the other wheels to catch up on it. Of course, if you do catch a wall and your tyre wear goes up on a certain corner, you won't actually get any wear to the rubber for a while until the rest of the overall tyre wear of other tyres catches up. But in theory, that front left tyre is now 10% worn until the others get to about a similar level. So that will affect us at the beginning of the race, but thankfully there's no actual bodywork damage or anything. That could have been quite dangerous and quite detrimental to our overall race pace, but we're all right. We've survived. We'll wait and see what everyone does in terms of their straight line speed. And their straight line speed does appear to be very quick. Don't go 3 wide in there, for Christ's sake. Max is going for the inside. They are going to go 3 wide in there. And they're going to be very slow. Lewis Hamilton is in the walls at the minute. We nearly put Piastri in a wall. And we've been able to sneak up the inside of him. And we are through on the Ferrari. Back to P7. We've got a bit of a run here on Albon as well. Do I drift to the outside and then come back to the inside maybe for the braking zone? And we're up the inside, the Williams. And that's going to be P6, and Verstappen's just nabbed Lewis Hamilton as well. So Lewis has gone from trying to make a move to losing 2 positions. Although he's fighting back again. And he's actually held the position on Verstappen now. I'm intrigued by the fact that the Mercedes supposedly are as fast as they are here. If that's a genuine change in the hierarchy for next season, then that will be a real switch up from what we've expected as the norm this year. We've got the regulation changes coming into effect as well, affecting the chassis and the powertrain departments for next season, so that's going to throw some curveballs into the way that the pack shuffles out next year. We might move up in terms of our competitiveness compared to everyone else. We might move backwards in terms of our competitiveness with everyone else. Most important thing here is that we are able to maintain position right now, and we are. We will have DRS on Piastri, who doesn't have DRS on the car in front. And Oscar's going to be vulnerable here. He's going to go defensive. I'm going to go for the move around the outside. Oh, I've had to go very deep on the brakes, so it could be P5, it could not be P5, it's not P5, it's still only P6. I got a little bit too ambitious on the brakes there and couldn't quite keep it stuck to maintain the position. We will still have DRS on Piastri through the next lap though, so that's important to help us defend from now a very eager Lewis Hamilton behind. I have a feeling we might be in for quite a battle for quite a large portion of this Grand Prix. It was a full hour and 20-minute feature-length special again for Brazil last time out. Obviously, Spa was about an hour and a half. No sprint race here, so it shouldn't be as long. But if we're battling for almost every moment of every lap, then it will be a bloody long video again. I need to get myself back within DRS range of Piastri here, though. Otherwise, I am going to be a sitting duck down the big straight. We're comfortable. We are within DRS range. We've got a decent gap behind as well. I'm not going to get close enough to Piastri to go for an overtake here, but that's fine. Because it didn't work last time. Oh God, they're very slow on entry there. Or at least Piastri was anyway. So maybe we could contemplate getting Piastri somewhere else. Whilst Hamilton and Verstappen continue to battle behind, there's a little bit of a gap opening up. There's obviously a sizable gap in front of Piastri right now as well, but if I can nail this first couple of turns,
8.9 seconds.
We might be able to get ourselves past Piastri and into P5 at the end of this next DRS zone, but the car just doesn't really want to hang on around there. And I'm not going to have the pace to close up to him by the braking zone, so we will have to sit. Oh, might we? We might. He's gone defensive, you know. Force him on a tighter line. We could get Oscar Piastri here. We will get Oscar Piastri here. That wasn't the plan initially. Have to give him racing room, but we are through. Now I will be the sitting duck down the straight next time. I'll try and use as much battery as I can to help myself defend. But we've got... that's Lewis Hamilton back within DRS range. Now it might have been a bit more race intelligent to not go for Piastri and maintain the DRS gap behind, but regardless, we made the overtake and the train has recoupled itself behind. 3 seconds to Antonelli and Leclerc, so I don't think we'll be closing in on them anytime soon. I'm wary of using too much battery, not being able to save it for later, but Piastri is going to have a look up the inside here. We will hold the position, thank you very much. Now, can I open it up for the rest of the lap and try and avoid him being that close to me next time around? We shall wait and see. Right, it's close to this lap, and I haven't been able to actually save as much battery as I hoped I would be through the lap, so I'm going to not use as much down the straight here. we might well lose the position to Oscar Piastri, but I'm not that bothered at this moment in time. DRS swapping might actually be a better way to try and close in on the two in front. George Russell looks like he's gone. Yuki Tsunoda's trying his best to hang on.
Trying to keep focus.
It looks like George's favourite for the win here. Hamilton and Verstappen still fighting behind. There's a Williams behind them. And then there's a bit of a gap back to Ollie Behrman, whose softs will be feeling it already at this stage of the race for sure. And the other Williams has just taken him, in fact. So Albon and Sainz both performing well here in Las Vegas thus far. We'll try and work with Piastri now to try and gain on those in front. Although just the P6 that we're currently in would still be a wonderful result for us here. We weren't anticipating being this competitive in Las Vegas, but we'll absolutely take it whilst we are. Lewis has got a run on me here, and Piastri's gone to go defensive and kind of blocked me off. So I've lost the position there, and now Max Verstappen's very keen behind as well. There is a bit more of a gap to Albon than I thought there would be. Verstappen up the inside. He's having a look. We'll go deep in the braking zone. Warning for a collision with Verstappen. Not sure we touched, mate, in all honesty, but if you say so. Max is through. Down to P8 we go. About a second's gap to the Williams behind, so we'll try and keep him out of DRS range and progress forward as a quartet rather than a quintet. But Albon will, I'm sure, do his utmost to close the gap. So I'll try and stick with the three in front. I've had a bit of a scrappy time the past couple of laps, so I need to kind of get back in the zone here. It was pretty good. It looks like Piastri might have darted into a wall there, trying to do something to get around Lewis Hamilton. I wonder if he may well have picked up some damage. Let's have a quick look on board with Oscar Piastri and see, or maybe watch it from Max Verstappen's point of view and see exactly what happened. He went to go right. No, I don't know what Piastri's doing there. Hamilton's driving in the middle of the track, which is kind of good defensive driving. He thinks about going to the left. He didn't quite hit the wall. He's just all over the place there, Piastri, isn't he? He didn't quite hit the wall, so he managed to avoid any damage. But he could very, very easily have kind of jinked into the concrete there and lost some, if not all, of his bloody front wing. Right. Now, I've been getting stuck in terms of the battling recently, and as you can tell, that I'm now P8, not P5 or 6. It's not been going that well for me, so I might just sit tight for a couple of laps, let them battle it out in front of me, just try and build that safety gap behind a little bit more, and then perhaps we start to go for a couple more overtakes. But at this stage, I think I'm probably going to two-stop rather than one-stop. Is Max going to back out of that? Or are he and Piastri both going to make their way past Lewis Hamilton? This is going to help Alex Albon get back to us. Tried the little switch back on Verstappen, but we haven't been able to do it. I say I'll let Albon get back to us. We opened the gap so much so with DRS that even though he has closed back in again a little bit, it's not by enough to actually do anything. Hello, Max. I just came off the brake pedal a little bit there, just to throw my nose in to be like, hello. But Max was unperturbed by it. Although he has gone very defensive here, so I might try and shoot around the outside of him into this next one, because Piastri... Oh, I've got that wrong. I got that very wrong. Managed to do the quick spinneroo to get myself back onto the track, but I got my braking point completely wrong there. But we kept it out of the wall, crucially, and out of contact with anyone else. Right. Now we're going to have to go again. But if I do go 17, I'm going to have to extend Tsunoda's... Oh, Tsunoda's on the softs, wasn't he? That's why they were falling back. Because Tsunoda's tyre wear would have been very high.
10.5 seconds.
Tsunoda has boxed on lap 14, and I was just about to say, I'm not sure the soft tyres will do the 14 lap stint at the end of the race, as supposedly anticipated, but Tsunoda's made his go 14 laps at the start, so maybe we can do 14 laps at the end when the car is much lighter on fuel. It's going to be a tough decision, though, as to whether to go soft or hard for that final stint. I don't know as it's as clear-cut and obvious as you might imagine to go to that soft tyre for a 14-lap stint at the end of the race, if tyre wear is going to be quite high. Really closing in on Alex Albon now, though. Still 3 laps to go till we box. Piastri is in the box, as is Antonelli.
At the moment, just focus on the driving.
Yellow card? Yellow flag for something. Yellow card. Not sure what for, because it's now green. It's behind. Is someone retiring in the pits?
Okay, clear.
There's a McLaren going slowly back there, or is he just on his way out of the pit box? So I think someone... Why is there a yellow flag? Is someone retiring? Oh, there's smoke there. There's smoke there around turn 1. Who is it? Oh! It's Lando. Lando's retiring. McLaren, is that wide pull to the apex there, not just go straight on, is a bit weird. But Lando's retiring. It's just pulled over to the entry of the pit lane. Really strange decision to pull over there, but he'll just go straight now, will he? Yeah. Lando Norris is out. That's not going to affect us at all, unless it brings out a VSC or a safety car, which it shouldn't do. We are thinking about changing to the 1-stop at the minute. We've now taken Antonelli and Piastri, and Piastri's intriguingly gone to the hards, whereas Antonelli's gone medium. So Antonelli's definitely committed to a 2-stop. Piastri could 1-stop from here, but might not. I think we're going to 1-stop. And we're going to try and make the tyres last.
Some information on Norris. Okay, they're out of this race.
And then if we do come up with someone behind us to overtake, I think we just try and stick in their DRS with battery usage, and we maintain position as best we can. Unfortunately, Lando retiring doesn't earn us a position, because he was behind us anyway. You see the gap to Hamilton now is 11 seconds as they all cracks onto the back of Yuki Tsunoda at the time. But Verstappen is now in front of Leclerc. Russell's miles away now. I think I'm going to 1-stop. And we have the opportunity to switch to a 2-stop if there's a safety car at all, which there may well be at some point, and then it would leave us with a medium and a soft depending on how much time is left in the race. And if a safety car or something happens before lap 24, then we'll just box for hards and do a 1-stop. I think we 1-stop. Tactical decision made.
We want you to pit this lap, so push now, push.
We're going to switch to a 1-stop and come in on lap 24. Yuki Tsunoda has arrived behind us on his fresh tyres. He boxed 5 laps ago. He boxed at the end of lap 14.
Come on, you can win that place back.
So his medium tyres will be about 10% worn by now. I don't think I'm going to be able to stay in his DRS till the... stay within a second of him to the detection point, but I might be able to if I use a bit of battery. Might be a case of using battery now rather than on the straight. See how his traction is better. Use a bit of battery, keep it manageable. And if we can stay within Yuki's DRS, then this is going to make our 1-stop even better. It would be more than an obvious decision to 1-stop if we can stay within DRS of Yuki, which we have done and hopefully will continue to do. We are definitely 1-stopping. And to be fair, it looks like most of those in front are doing the same, because we're lap 19 now and they're continuing on again. At least Russell has. Looks like the 1-stop might be the better strategy.
Okay, you're dropping a few tenths per lap to the car ahead. They're just edging away.
Here comes Antonelli on his fresh tyres. He's just done what Tsunoda's done. But they'll end up fighting one another and slowing each other down. So I think we'll be good to stay in their DRS. Because we're now going to match the pit strategy of those in front, though, I don't know as actually we make it any further forward than P5. I was hoping we might be able to catch Hamilton, Leclerc and co if they were two-stopping with our one-stop strategy, but I don't think it's going to work. I'm also out of DRS range of those in front now. We'll hope that Yuki and Kimi fight, slow each other down, and we can get back within DRS range again. We've committed to the one stop now, and we're massively in front of those behind. But we might be about to just consolidate a P7 at best. Antonelli's just set the fastest lap of the race.
Gap ahead, 1.7 seconds.
Right, fights, gentlemen. Fight like crazy, please. Someone's got to be running with damage in this train back here, surely. There's no way that everyone is this slow and they're all in a massive train. I refuse to believe that the whole grid would just stick together. The whole pack would just stick together in this train. But I can't see anyone with any damage, to be fair. Ah, Sauber with damage. Sauber with damage that's now at the back of the pack. Maybe it was the Sauber that was causing that big train? Although, to be fair, some might have boxed by now. And they all have. Bortoletto's boxed and not fixed his wing, which is obviously the wrong decision. And he had a 6-second stop, not a 2-second stop. I wonder whether that's going to elongate out now. Zane is still going on his hard tyres. I wonder what Piastri's doing. I think Piastri was two-stopping, but I can't recall. We've committed to the one-stop now. I still think it's probably going to be the best strategy to get us a potential P5 finish, but I don't think we'll be finishing any higher than a P5 unless there's a late safety car.
At the moment, the car behind is lapping faster than us by around a second a lap.
I'm just about to ask about Piastri, actually, and they've just mentioned him there. He's gone to the hard tyre really quite early, and I think he might still be two-stopping, although he's gone to that hard tyre particularly early. I don't think he'll make the hard tyres last.
6 laps old.
He's got to have. I was going to say he's got to have another stop left. I'm sure of it.
Lap, 1 minute 35.2.
The 35.2 is significantly faster than we've been lapping at the minute. So if we can box for these hard tyres and also lap in the early 35s, maybe sneak into a 34. Then we're in a good spot.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
So, Martin pit lane. Leclerc has boxed in front as well. He's gone on lap 23 too. But he's the only one of the front few to actually commit to the box. Or has George boxed there? Because both Mercedes are quite close together now. Yeah, George has boxed as well. So, Piastri's on medium hard, but he's two-stopping. Leclerc and Russell have a medium hard, but they're one-stopping. We're also going to medium hard and one-stop. And the majority of everyone else, I hope, is going to box next lap. One of the Williams is in this lap, though, behind, and it's Albon. We need a good stop, gents. And we've got one.
Okay,
Thank you.
Go. Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit
We've come out in P9. We're going to the end from here. Now we need to make this strategy work for us. We have fresh sets of medium and soft tyres should we need them if there's a safety car. Even if there's a VSC and we can time it well and get in for a cheap stop for a set of medium or soft tyres, we'd probably take it. we're definitely going to get some points today, but how many? Couldn't tell you. We're aiming for, I think, at least a P7, but maybe a P5. Teammate in the pits on lap 28, so he has taken those hard tyres quite away. We'll give you a little bit of a race update at the minute. George Russell still leads, and then there's a trio of the 2 Red Bulls and Kimi Antonelli. Then there's a trio of Oscar Piastri and the 2 Ferrari. Leclerc has gotten past Piastri now as his hard tyres are starting to fade, and we're closing in on Piastri whilst the gap to Hamilton hasn't really changed. Now, if Piastri can stick with Leclerc and keep that as a trio to fight, unlike Verstappen, who's clearly pulling away now from Kimi and Yuki, then they could hopefully continue to scrap and bring themselves closer to us. At the minute, we're comfortably getting away from Albon and Sainz in the 2 Williamses, but right now I'm not sure at all if we'll finish any higher than a P7 ahead of Piastri. I don't know if Kimi and Yuki are a little bit too far down the road and have been able to make the most of the DRS off Verstappen as well, so that when they box, they'll be close enough to me to catch me on whatever set of new tyres they put on. So I have a feeling that whilst we might well catch Piastri between now and the end of his second stint, I don't think we'll finish any higher than P7 at the moment. It's been quite a lonely stint so far, and probably will continue to be so to the end of the race. But all it takes is that one little bit of drama of someone hitting a wall and bringing out a safety car. Everything could massively change. Verstappen's in the late 33s. Verstappen is about a second a lap faster than us at the minute, which shows you still how much further we've got to go in our performance gains before we're challenging at the very front. Race in, race out. Gap to Piastri is really tumbling now, which is great. It doesn't look like the 2 Ferrari are actually battling either, which is not great. So we definitely get Piastri. Whether we stay ahead of Piastri or not, don't know. We might be able to dive into the box at the end of the race, just whack a set of softs on.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now.
At the minute,
looking good.
We've got a really sizable gap back to the Williams. If we were to box again now, we come out behind the Williams but ahead of the Aston Martin in P11. So we're able to box still and get points still. But obviously we'd rather finish 7th or 8th than 9th or 10th. So we'll try and continue to close in on Piastri. See what happens with the gap to the Ferrari. If there's a free stop behind towards the end of the race, we might just take it. Try and be as fast as possible at the end of the race and have a little bit of fun on some fresh rubber. But at the minute, P7 is probably where we'll end up. Tsunoda is in. That's quite early. Although, to be fair, he did stop really early off his other tyres, didn't he? So he's done an 18-lap stint on his first set of mediums, and he's gone to the hards. So Yuki didn't have another set of medium tyres to go to. He's gone he's gone soft, medium, hard, which is intriguing. He's now going to be just 4 seconds down the road from us, but he should be, or will be, there's no doubt about it, faster than us in a Red Bull on fresh tyres.
Gap to the car ahead, 4.1 seconds.
Gap to Piastri is continually coming down at quite the rate of knots. Hopefully Piastri and Tsunoda will battle. It might give us the chance to close in on Tsunoda a little bit, and maybe we'll stand a chance of gaining an extra position or two. Anticipating Kimi Antonelli boxing soon as well. He went medium though, so
4 seconds ahead. 4 seconds.
He might not be boxing till lap 34 or 36, and then we'll be going softs or hards to the end, depending on what he's got left available as well. I still think P7. is probably our end result here without a safety car or VSC. That's Piastri in. That's earlier than I thought he would box, annoyingly. He might be going to another set of hards. I think he is going to another set of hards. Piastri medium hard harding. Oh, it's a big mixture of strategies here, isn't there? Well, that's P7 then. With the two in front. Only 5 seconds or so down the road, but unless they start to fight, we won't catch them. What I need now is Kimi Antonelli to really pull his finger out and close the gap on Tsunoda, but Yuki Tsunoda, being a in game speak faster driver than Kimi Antonelli, and in a better car as well, supposedly, we believe. I don't think that gap's going to do anything but grow. We could maybe try and catch Antonelli for a P6, but I don't know whether we'll have the pace to do so. I'll drive my heart out and give it a go. The two Ferrari getting dragged into battles here.
Car ahead,
Tsunoda and Antonelli obviously have boxed a second time, but Tsunoda is now battling with Leclerc for a P3, I think it is. And Antonelli has caught and now subsequently passed Lewis Hamilton. The gap to Lewis has come down to 8. It was as high as 11. It's not dropping by enough for us to stand a chance of closing the Ferrari unless he and Antonelli scrappy-dappy-do. But I wonder whether Tsunoda and Antonelli are going to have enough life in their tyres to be able to make the overtakes on their respective Ferrari battle partners at the minute and then pull away. Or they'll just get in front of said Ferraris and then just drag them with them whilst not necessarily standing a chance of the Ferrari getting back past, and just mean that I won't maybe close in on Hamilton by the end of the race. The gap to Piastri, as you'll be able to tell, has kind of stabilised about 6.5 seconds. So I'm less concerned about getting caught from behind than I was. But I still don't think we'll finish anywhere other than P7. Antonelli and Tsunoda have dropped their respective Ferrari. I don't know whether we made the right decision to go to the one-stop or not now. Our tyre wear is decent. And obviously, the gap to Albon, who was our one-stop compatriot at the time, is now 20 seconds. So we've absolutely made the right decision in terms of maintaining this sort of position. But whether we could have maybe finished slightly higher up and done what Antonelli and Tsunoda are doing, I'm not sure. Obviously, if I hadn't made the mistake and had to do the Sbinalla, then we might have been in that conversation slightly further up. But I'm just having to take that mistake on the chin there. 8 laps to go as we cross the line. Piastri's actually closed into under 6 now, so maybe he was saving a bit of battery and is going for another bit of a charge here. You know what? I'll take that on the chin as well.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
It says it's looking good, but they are pretty worn. With 2 laps to go as we cross the line.
Gap to the car ahead, 5.0 seconds.
Only got 0.18 or 19 laps worth of fuel, of extra fuel remaining. Gap to Piastri is now probably, if we're honest, it's probably going to be under a second by the time we get to the DRS zone. We are closing on Hamilton, who has my teammate in front of him, but this is turning out to be a very tense finish here. With Piastri gaining, fuel waning, pace is not great. Oh, if we hadn't made the big Sbinalla mistake, I think we would have finished for sure top 5. But I can't guarantee finishing P7 at the minute. Hamilton is past my teammate now. Unfortunately, my teammate is not going to be close enough to give me any sort of DRS assistance at any point. And Piastri's been battery burning. He is with me. Fuel should be okay, although it will be tight. But Piastri's going to have me here. But is it the right thing to do to maybe let Piastri go here to then get him back next lap? Can we make the overtake to get the position back on the final lap? Not if I'm driving like that. No, not a chance. Ah, God. Frustrating.
Okay, final lap.
But
let's go. Final lap.
That's the nature of it. We should be within DRS range of Piastri here for this little straight. I'm going to have to burn and hope I can stay with Piastri. Fuel is going to be okay. It's going to be very close, but it is going to be okay. Now my teammate is right there in front of Piastri now. Maloney, don't you dare give Piastri DRS on the final part of the lap and allow him to stay in front of me. Do not.
You've lost some time to the car behind.
I've lost some time to the car in front is all I'm more than worried about. George Russell wins the race. Congratulations, Mr. Russell. There shall be a T-pose somewhere. He's pulled over before the detection point, but I'm not close enough. Piastri might have played a bit of DRS chicken there and had DRS in the end. Oh, mate, it's going to be a P8 in Vegas. Just not quite enough pace. Too many little individual errors. P8 is still a very strong finish, especially when we're so far ahead of those behind. And we definitely had the pace without the mistakes to maybe finish top
okay, pick up rubber
5 or 6. I think without the Sbinalla and doing a 2-stop, we might well have finished with Kimi and Yuki ahead of both the Ferraris. Max Verstappen gets driver of the day with a P2 finish after a P11 start, perhaps, but George gets the dub. Congratulations to him. Yeah, P10 start for Max.
For us next time out. Be sure to join us once again as we continue to
annoying,
all
but
the excitement of Formula
It is
1.
what it is. We made the mistake. We took it on the chin, and it cost us probably 4 or 5 points. But crucially, that is 4 more points extending away from Aston Martin in the Constructors' Championship. As Fernando Alonso finishes P11, we were able to get the job done. And fan rating will go up a little bit, but only a little bit. I'm intrigued to see what happens to fan rating at the end of the season, actually, when we get a really good Constructors' standings finish. Only Qatar and Abu Dhabi left to go. Qatar obviously is going to be a sprint weekend, so that will be an intriguing one. Qatar, in previous versions of the game, has seen us be quite strong as well. We've got a corporate event here. An environmental lobby has invited us to support a tree planting initiative. While there's a cost involved, it could enhance our public image. We can participate, will cost us 50 grand, or we can decline. Quite happy to spend 50 grand to show our care for I mean, it's the least we can do, burning as much fuel as we do, be that car fuel or jet fuel flying all over the planet. At least we can do is plant some bloody trees, isn't it? Right, I have no time to do anything on the owner side. Can't do anything there. We can do something here, but I mean, I don't know which department we really need at the moment. We'll go chassis, and then we'll do the fan outreach here. There's really not much we can do at the minute on any departments, is there? We're going to have some points on the board, yeah. Yuki Tsunoda, I had a little bit of a heart skip a beat there, thinking that we maybe signed Hulkenberg there, but no, nothing said about Hulkenberg and his potential contract. So we've got enough resource points to do something. That something could well be front or rear downforce. Can't do anything. I actually can do, but I'm hesitant with the brakes because of previous games bugs. Could do engine power or durability. I'm going to go with the aero. And we'll go for front wing or rear wing. I'm going to go with front downforce, I think. Be ready for the end of the season. This is only the research as well, to be fair. Not even factoring in the development. We got anything we can do developmentally at the minute? No. There might be a couple of spots open up between now and the next Grand Prix. I'm not looking to spend any money on departmental stuff at the minute because we're factoring in all of our finances for potential driver contract stuff.
Chief,
any news about...
I must remind you that we have
no news about
researched that are
Hulkenberg,
waiting for
unfortunately.
development. Let's get that performance on the car.
We've got enough resource points to do the powertrain one, so we will go and do that now. And then we can do something developmentally on the chassis side and on the powertrain side. The tyre blanket's failed, unfortunately, so we'll have to do that again. But we can do these for the first time. We've got 3 slots available here as well, so we do the engine cover 2. All will be available for the start of next season, and then powertrain stuff we can actually get in motion for next season as well. That will be for both cars we've committed to there. Right. What's it saying corporate-wise here? What are you telling me? Ah, it's upgraded the merchandising department. Okay, good. I'm not really wanting to spend any money on the departments at the moment. Still waiting to see what happens driver-wise. We know that Yuki has signed elsewhere. We're still waiting for a response from Nico. Say yes, Nico. Say yes. Annoyingly, it really annoys me that Yuki's signed elsewhere, so surely I should be able to sign someone else or approach someone else. I don't know whether that's intentional from them and you can only approach 2 drivers per season, or whether it's a bug that Yuki doesn't disappear. I will question it with the devs. I would have liked to have gone for someone like Liam Lawson. There was a call in the comment section to go for Franco Colapinto as a free agent. But as with the Ocon situation, it's been the case that a lot of people have gone for free agent Colapinto, and a lot of people went for Ocon because he approached them in their save. So I'm trying to do something a little bit more left field. So we won't be going for Colapinto. We've gone for Hulkenberg. We hope he says yes. At the minute, we might be stuck with Marta and... we might well be stuck with Marta and Maloney for next season. We desperately hope that's not the case. Tyre allocation will go balanced for Qatar. Qatar is a bit of a tyre killer, but with it being a sprint weekend, I'd rather have the mediums available for the race rather than the hards. So we'll go with the balanced for Qatar, but, well, let's be honest, it's not going to rain in Qatar, is it? So we will advance to the race. I'll just double check the components for, not progress history, Ches, you idiot. Just check the components for Maloney. Should be okay on most of those. Just pop him on a slightly better ICU and a slightly better MGU-K there, or MGU-H even, because of it being a sprint weekend. We'll need to give him the parts that have less wear. We can manage our parts once we get to the race weekend. Is there anything to assign? No. And where are we on the performance charts now? So our car with Marta is actually right behind the Aston Martin and the Williams. Our car with Maloney is dead last. There's a bit of a difference between the 2 cars. But hopefully we can perform well at the sprint weekend with Marta in the most well-performing car. Like I said, don't expect any rain at Qatar. So we can say, drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on the season finale couple of races. Or, of course, season 2 when it comes very soon. But for now, we're going to say thank you very much for watching this episode. And I'll see you in the next one.